Hello everyone, Jen here. I want to give you an update on my Mounjaro weight loss journey. I have been on Mounjaro for a little over 50 weeks, so I am coming up on my 1 year anniversary. But for the past 3 months, I have not lost anything, and I decided to take a little bit of time to map out a plan to break that stall because up until this point, I am a little over 70 pounds down. So I think it's time to kickstart phase two, break the stall, and lose some weight. And I am happy to report that after week one, I lost 5 pounds. I mean, I couldn't be happier with the week that I had. So let's break down some of the things that I did this week to kind of kickstart my breaking the stall. The first area that I focused on was protein and fiber. So I created a little bit of a meal plan and went to the food store to pick up everything that I needed to eat this week. And I thought I had a really good plan until I got into Wegmans, and this is a good change in my meal plan. But I don't know if anybody's heard of Taylor Farms Maple Bourbon Bacon Salad Kit. Well, I was obsessed with it years ago when I lived closer to a Sprouts. And, I think I could find them at a Giant every once in a while, but I typically shop at Wegmans and they carry their own chopped salad kits, and nothing could ever live up to that maple bourbon bacon salad kit. And so when I was in the produce section, in the corner of my eye, I caught the bag. I knew right away. I was like, I know what that is. And so I looked at my meal plan and I thought to myself, okay, I think we're going to change our theme for this week, and it's going to be a little bit more salad heavy for dinner. And I think if there's ever going to be a change to your meal plan from whatever you had for, your vegetable for dinner to a salad kit, I don't think that really changes things up drastically. It's just, to me, it's an even little swap. But what I did this past week in terms of food, I am a creature of habit. I am the most boring eater there is. If I did a day in the life of what I ate on my Mounjaro weight loss journey, it would be the same thing for 90% of my day. And I think that's okay, because for me, that's what I find works. And, when I want to have something fun or different, that's what I get when I'm out with, friends and family. But for this past week, breakfast has been the same that has always been. I love to make a very simple iced coffee protein drink. It is just a Fairlife protein shake, my decaf coffee, collagen peptides, and ice. That is it. I don't know why I'm obsessed with it. I try to deviate from it because, you hear in the back of your mind, you should try to change things up a little bit, throw a couple different curveballs to your system. And I tried, and I just always want that protein coffee drink in the morning. And it really only takes me like a minute or two to make. And it's just very refreshing, and it's a good start to my day. So that's pretty much what I did for breakfast this past week. Now, lunch, I changed it up a little bit. And I decided to do kind of like a two-parter in regards to what I would eat for lunch/lunch snack, as I will call it. But I made a little snack box. I got some pita crackers, peanut butter, carrots, celery, and cucumbers, and cut all that up, put it in a little snack box, and that was my lunch on a daily basis. I also did a serving of lightly salted pistachios with that as well. And I just, having it ready, simple, quick meal to eat, I was all for it. And I tracked it all in MyFitnessPal so that I can make sure I was getting enough calories in. Because when you hear, what I just put in a snack box, you're probably thinking, wow, that's not a lot of calories. And it's not. It's just enough, in my opinion, because I also do a phase two. About an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I make just a little fruit smoothie, very small fruit smoothie with almond milk, Greek yogurt, strawberries, and bananas, and a little splash of orange juice. Or sometimes I like to take my orange juice and put it in ice cube trays and freeze it. I'll just take one or two and put it in my smoothie and blend it all up. And it's just a nice little cold, refreshing afternoon treat, as I call it. So when you combine those two, yes, they're 2 hours apart, probably, when you're looking at it on the time, between each meal. It really is, in some ways, a second or third meal. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, I figured out my meal plan, figured out what my calories would be, and my focus was primarily protein and then fiber from fruits and vegetables. And I really was on track with breakfast and lunch to hit those. Now dinner, like I said, I'm boring. So I had my amazing salad kit that I probably could talk about every second of the day, which is really embarrassing. But for the first couple nights, I just had my maple bourbon bacon salad kit. One night I put shrimp on, another night I put chicken thighs, another was breaded chicken cutlet. But then got thrown for a loop. I got an email from Mission Barbecue, and they were like, "Hey, free sandwich on us." And I would typically, in the first week of trying to break a stall, say no. But what I've been trying to do the past couple weeks and months is build healthier habits and making smarter decisions when it comes to food. And I thought, well, maybe I'll get their brisket sandwich. I'm not saying bread's bad. I think carbs, whatever you want to eat in moderation is perfectly fine. I just decided with everything that I had that day, I'm going to put the bread to the side and I'm going to cut up the brisket and I'm going to put it on my salad. And that just was a game changer. It was unbelievable. And I wish I could have that every week, but that's just not going to happen. But I really stuck to my goals when it comes to eating. And they say, and don't quote me on this, but like, 80% of your weight loss should come from eating better. And the last portion is the working out. And so I really stuck to my meal plan. I stuck to the 100, I think I got about 100 and between 110 to 115 grams of protein a day. I'll take it because my range was 100 to 120. And then the second part of that was the fiber from 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. And I knocked that one out of the park. I pretty much had anywhere between 5 and 7 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And I could really feel it. I could feel as each day was progressing, I was just overall feeling healthy and just some energy and just very happy with what I was putting in my system. And I think it had a positive impact on me. And I couldn't have done week 1 any better. Now I should point out, as a reminder, I am on 10 milligrams and I've been on 10 milligrams since November. And I did notice, because it was a drastic change. I mean, I was eating a lot more the past 3 months in my stall, hence why I didn't lose any weight. And so it was kind of like a shock to my system the first like 2-3 days. I found myself around, I want to say 4:30, just feeling a little hungry, which is fine because it was coming up on dinner time and I knew that I was going to be able to eat something in a little bit. And then, around 7:30, 8, I could feel myself getting like, oh, I'm a little hungry. But the benefit that I have found with taking Mounjaro is it really has done an incredible job of just suppressing that food noise. So even though I was feeling hungry, I also was like, okay, I'm hungry, but did I eat everything that I should have, today? Did I get all the calories? Did I hit all my macros? Did I do everything I was supposed to do? It's just a matter of my body is trying to adjust to the changes that I've made because, past 3 months I've been doing, things a little bit differently. So that's okay. I'm perfectly fine. I think that's normal to feel a little bit of hunger, and I'm good in that area. And I think I'm going to take what I learned from this past week with protein and fiber and just continue eating a lot of the same things the following week. But I will be mindful of one thing, and I'll talk about that, towards the end of the video. But there might be 1 or 2 little changes I will be making to my meal plan, and I think that will be to increase my calories just a little bit more to make sure that, yes, I am losing, but I want to make sure I'm not losing too much too quickly, because my goal is ultimately, yes, to lose weight, but I want to put on muscle. And I think I need to make sure that I'm putting in the correct amount of calories to be able to achieve that goal. And then the second one was daily walks. Now, I love to walk. I am more of a walker than a runner, but usually I don't have a lot of issues. It's just a matter of just saying, hey, go for a walk. This week I was able to, I think there was 2 days where I got 45 minutes of a continuous walk in. One was on the treadmill and one was outside because it was absolutely gorgeous. And I had a nice little break in the day that I could just go get some fresh air. And I really enjoyed going for that walk. I think it gave me a lot of time to just not only think I usually, when I go for a walk during the day, I think a lot about like the projects I'm working on or meetings coming up, and I'm just mentally preparing for certain things or questions that could be coming my way. But I found myself this week not only doing that, but just thinking and recapping, oh, what did I do the day before? Or what should I do later today? And just staying positive and motivating myself that you're on the right track, and just really enjoying and taking it all in on each one of those walks. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hit my goal of a 45-minute walk every single day. Now, there were some days I had to break it up in two, and that's fine. But most of the time, I hit about 15 to 17,000 steps a day, which is incredible. I made sure as I was upping up my cardio, and then I'll soon be talking about my strength training, I did do some foam rolling, and had my massage gun out, and just did a little bit of flexibility work, just because it's a shock to my system. Not only changing the food, but now I'm going to be, walking and going to the gym and lifting a little bit more. So I want to make sure that I'm taking care of myself in that area. But I felt like I did a great job with goal number 2, which was to walk 45 minutes a day, and I look forward to continuing that in the following week. Now, step 3 was going to the gym 4 times a week. Now, prior to that, I was only going one day. And I don't even think I put a lot of effort into the strength training. I did a couple little basic exercises, and I was like, oh, I strength trained, and called it a day. But I wanted to go 4 times a week, and I had a good program in front of me. But this past week, I was only able to go 3 times. Now, I'm not saying that negatively. I actually think going from 1 to 3 was a huge step. But did I hit my goal? No. But now I know what probably are the better days for me to be able to go to the gym so that I can hit those 4 days. But when I was at the gym, I felt like I had a really good mix of upper and lower. I was not very sore the next day, which means that I think I did the right thing for the first week, which was keeping the reps kind of in between, not too many, not too little, and also keeping my just the amount of weight on a nice beginner level. So I think it was more of a mix of just the movement with a little extra weight to it. And I'll increase that next week. But I felt like I got a really good workout in for those 3 days that I was in there. And I was very happy with the calories that I burned during that workout. And I tracked it via my phone, and then it brings it to MyFitnessPal so that I can keep an eye on how many calories I'm burning on a daily basis versus what I'm taking in. And I think that I have a good strength training program, and I just have to get to that gym one more time, and I know I will next week. But 3 times, I'll take that as a win. And then the 4th one, hydration. I didn't have any issues getting in. I think on average I got about 110 ounces of water. My goal was anywhere between like 100 to 120, and I could feel the benefits of getting a little extra water in than I have been the past couple weeks, because as I was increasing the cardio and the strength training, I was not having any like muscle cramps like I mentioned before. I had past couple weeks some issues with some toe cramping, and that's even, I knew then I had to make sure I got in my electrolytes and my water, and just staying on top of my hydration on a daily basis as I'm keeping myself active a little bit more than I'm used to. So yeah, I stuck to my hydration goal, and I really felt great making, when I was able to get everything in. Now, the one thing I did do was stop at around 6:30, and that was just to see if that would help the last step on my breaking the stall, which was sleep. And I stopped drinking any water after 6:30. And did that have an impact on the last step? Maybe not. But I did. What did my app on my phone? Let me check my notes. Said that I averaged about 6 hours of sleep, continuous sleep. Now, different REMs, etc. But I was able to get 6 hours of sleep where it didn't flag me as awake. There was 2 days where I got up around 4:30 in the morning to use the restroom, but then the other days I didn't. So I think stopping drinking water around 6:30 might be that little sweet spot for me. But going from 4 to 5 hours of sleep to getting 6 hours of continuous sleep, I will take that as a win. I'll take any win in the sleep category. But I still am going to take a look at what other areas I can improve on to be able to get to that goal of 8 hours of sleep a night. And I think having the right amount of calories, being active, cutting off the water, and a couple changes to my room is going to eventually get me to where I need to be. It's just I'm not expecting all of a sudden to get 8 hours of sleep a night. That's just unrealistic for me. I know it's not going to happen for a little while, but it's definitely something I'm willing to work on, and I'm not going to be overly critical of that sleep goal of mine. It's more of it's going to take a couple weeks to hit. So yeah, overall the five areas that I focused on, I felt like other than not being able to go 4 times a week last week, I think I did a really good job of following the plan that I had in place. Now, 5 pounds is incredible. I couldn't ask for a better week one result. And I think that's giving me is just this boost. I don't have expectations that I'm going to lose 5 pounds next week. Honestly, I think if I'm going to be, honest with myself, I probably will be thrilled if I lose about 1.5 pounds next week. And that's because I am going to slightly adjust my calories. I think I'm going to add in an additional snack because when I was looking at MyFitnessPal from last week, I could use just a little extra calories, not necessarily from protein or fiber or fat or anything, but more from possibly the carb area because I am being a little more active. So I do have my one snack that I love to have is popcorn. I get a nice little clean popcorn made with like olive oil and Himalayan pink salt and just nice organic popcorn from Wegmans, and I just have a little serving of it, and it just gives me a little bit extra throughout the day. So I'm probably going to throw that in the mix, and I'll just see how that does with affecting my weight and where I am on the calorie scale in the first couple of days. But I think my goal for next week is try to shoot for anywhere from 1 to 1.5 pounds as I continue to break this stall of not being able to lose for the past 3 months. And now week one, major success, 5 pounds down, but I want to keep the momentum. And I think that I have a good plan. I just have to keep up with it and stay motivated and positive. And then also one thing that will change next week is due to the shortage, trying to figure out what my dosage should be, because I still had success on 10 for that first week, and I had very little side effects other than, not to go on to deviate from what I'm talking about, but this was the first time injecting in my left thigh, and man, did that hurt. Now I've done the right thigh before, but I've typically have done just rotation around my belly. But that left thigh really hurt. But I mean, it stung. But up until that point, what am I, 50 shots in now? I've had no issues. I don't even think I've ever felt the injection before, and that was the first time, and that caught me off guard because it's a routine you're used to doing it. And you're like, okay, shot's done, move on, finish the rest of your day. But going back to what I was talking about, after talking to my pharmacy and talking to my doctor, we made the decision that we would have to go up to 12.5 because what was available for me was either 7.5 or 12.5. And actually, that was a little bit of a debate with myself because I was like, okay, maybe I should go down, do a little reset, and then gives me a little bit more to bump up to in the next couple months as I try to hit my weight loss goal and continue to improve on my health journey. But after, really thinking it through, talking to my doctor, we decided 12.5, and I picked that up from the pharmacy, and that's ready to go for next week. So that's going to be I think that's going to be an interesting change, because I could say these are the 5 areas that I'm working on next week and roll over from the progress that I've made in week one. But I am going to be going up a dose. So next week's video, probably be talking a little bit about, did that have any impact on my weight loss, side effects, etc. So yeah, that was really just One of the things that I actually thought I was going to continue on 10 through breaking the stall. But yeah, I'm going to go up to 12.5 and just see how that does. And, you know, at some point, if I do have any side effects, I may consider going down to 7.5 because I haven't had any up to this point. And I just want to keep doing this journey where I'm constantly feeling refreshed and good with everything that I'm doing. And so, yeah, I started at 184, weighed in on Friday, weighed in the following Friday, down 5 pounds. Couldn't be happier with the results. I really hope you enjoyed my recap of week 1 and breaking the stall. I'm happy to report the success I've had with week 1 and just gonna just continue with that momentum. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear from you below. Please comment, like, subscribe. And I hope to have really good update for week 2. Have a good one. Bye.